So over the last 14 years, I've covered about 45,000 kilometers of running.
Whoa!
Officially, I have run about 36 full marathons.
Wow!
Officially. I could not even fit into a treadmill. I was that big, 46 waist inch. And,
wow.
Yeah. So my goal was to probably at least burn 1,000 calories, which means I was spending 5 hours in the gym.
And at that time, you were working as well?
I was working as well.
Because initially when you're overweight, I'm guessing you will have shin splints and your shin will pain and your feet
everything.
will pain.
Literally, shaffing, cuts here, cuts there.
Okay, Shine here on Superhits 93.5 Red FM. I've got a very special man as a guest inside the studio with me. Let me tell you, this is a man who flabbergasted me with the amount of weight one can lose. He lost 60 kgs. He is a running coach now. People know him as Coach Shreyas. He's the founder of Runners 360. Shreyas, thank you so much for coming to Red FM studio. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Shaayan. It's my pleasure to be here. It's the first time being in this environment.
First time you come into a radio
first
station,
time.
right? All right. What I know about your story, back in 2009, you were 120 kilos and then you started running and you lost about 60 odd kilos over the course of 3 years, right?
Yeah. So before we go to the moment, there was a slight build-up towards that.
Yeah.
I was born on the heavier side.
Okay.
My mother is, was obese. And I've seen her struggle through a, plethora of health issues over a period of time. And she passed away in 2004.
Oh.
And I'm the only child. I'm a single child. There were many other incidents that, led to a little bit of eating depression. I started finding a lot of pleasure in eating and indulging. In 2009, I was watching this movie called as Varnamayram. It's a movie by Surya. He goes through a lot of losses, and then he's very dejected. And then he joins a gym and he, gets his six-pack abs.
Right.
And then he tells that when there's a lot of mental trauma, he said give pain to the physical body so that the mental trauma comes out. And so that's when I just decided to, there's a gym close by and I went and joined the gym. I could not even fit into a treadmill. I was that big, 46 waist inch. And,
wow.
Yeah, and just 10 seconds, I was huffing and puffing. So my goal was to probably at least burn, 1,000 calories, which means I was spending 5 hours in the gym.
And at that time, you were working as well?
I was working as well. 3 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. So 5 to 8.
Goodness.
And then again 7 to 9 and sleep.
How did you build up that mental resolve to go through that?
I had that little bit of clarity of what I really wanted in life. Feeling of being in control became a little bit addictive, and that made me a little more powerful. And that in fact snowballed into many other aspects. I became a lot more confident at office, and I wasn't being bullied anymore. If you're on the obese side, right, I still remember my manager used to call me Gedetima. Right, it's not the greatest of the things to be shouted on the floor. All right, and when you're in 21, 22, it kind of hits you there.
What I also realize is, for us, suppose I make that comment, I wouldn't know. For me, that's just a joke. For me, I wouldn't know how much I'm actually hurting Shreyas.
Yeah.
But Shreyas knows it in his head, and Shreyas has to smile.
Yeah, it's all right. Like David Goggins says, right? People are going to call you whatever they want. It's fine. You can use it as a fuel, and see how you can make the best out of it. Like when I lost that first 10 kgs, right? I felt so good.
And everybody around you would have told you, hey, Shreyas, you're slimming down. And that becomes also addictive as well.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Did you like running?
I never ran. It was a struggle, initially.
Because initially when you're overweight, I'm guessing you will have shin splints and your shin will pain and your feet will pain.
Literally, shaffing, cuts here, cuts there, cuts here, and your threshold for pain just increases and increases and increases. And those wounds are the best things that can happen at a very early stage because they only make you stronger and build more resilience in you.
Wow.
It wasn't easy. You struggle through initially and, later on, you'll reap the benefits. So it's inevitable. You have to go through it.
But what is the longest distance in life that you've run?
So over the last 14 years, I've covered about 45,000 kilometers of running.
Whoa!
All right. So, and the longest at one stretch I've run is 75 kilometers. Officially, I have run about 36 full marathons.
Wow.
Officially.
Okay, for people who are looking to take up running, let's get to that now. Look at Shreyas as an inspiration. This guy lost 60 odd kilos in 3 years. Don't give yourself a target of 3 months. I'm going to look like Hrithik Roshan is looking right now. Just give it some time. Just as Shreyas said, just turn up to the gym or to the Kantiva Stadium, blah, blah, wherever you're running or whatever you're doing each and every day. Take it one day at a time and definitely you will see the results. So what did you do back then and what kind of food habits do you follow now?
So I was eating a lot of fruits and salads. That is all I was doing.
Right.
And I cut on my colas and pizzas and, all of that,
Right.
all the junk. I dropped meat. I dropped dairy. But the moment I dropped meat, I started seeing a lot of changes in how, my digestion was a lot more better. All right. So I started feeling a lot more fresher and lighter. But now I eat a pretty balanced diet.
Okay. Do you eat rice now?
Yeah. I eat rice. Yeah, I eat rice.
All right, Shreyas, before I let you go, a couple of questions. Of course, one is, where can people reach out to you, talk to you, or even, take you up as a coach? How do they do that?
I'm available on Instagram, Coach Shreyas.
Coach Shreyas.
That's
okay.
it.
Shreyas, thank you so much for speaking to us. Thank you so much for coming to our studios.
Thank you, RJ Shaayan, and thank you, Red FM 93.5 for this opportunity. And I hope people can take some kind of an inspiration, and then maybe they can make a beginning here. Thank you so much.
93.5 Red FM बजाते रहो